Welcome to Keiki Fishing Adventures. I'm your host, Rai.
And I'm Elijah with a different type of fishing adventure for you today.
We will be talking with Aunty Hiilei about He'eia Fishpond.
This fish pond's about 600 to 800 years old.
Aunty Hiilei will tell us how the fish pond works, what kind of fish they raise, and what they feed the fish. This is a great show. You have to watch it.
Aloha!
Oh, it's a big fish! Muito big deal, né?
Aloha and welcome to Keiki Fishing Adventures. Here we are at He'eia Fishpond, and I'm here with Aunty Hiilei. Tell us about your fish pond.
Aloha. We're here at He'eia Fishpond, the non-profit that I work for, as well as 9 other of our employees, is called Pai Pai o He'eia. This fish pond is about 800 years old, and it's about 88 acres in size. It's a brackish water environment contained within the walls.
Okay, so right now we're standing next to a hut. Why do you have those?
Oh, that's a very good question. Okay, these huts, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them now. They're called Hale Kiai. Yeah, Hale is house. Kiai is a guardian. So at every makaha, we have a Hale. And the way in one of the pictures that we have of the fish pond from 1910, a photograph shows that at all the gates along the fish pond wall there was a hale. And the hale kiai, the purpose is to do what it's doing right now, which is blocking us from the wind, right? Creating shade for your dad that's in there filming. Create shade for us when we're out here working, yeah, because it can get really hot. Sometimes we get big thunderstorms that roll in and we want to hide from the rain, so we're going to hide from the rain under the hale. But because the makaha, or the gates, are so important to the fish pond, all of the makaha have hale kiai because somebody needed to be there or needs to be there to watch what's happening, right? Right now the tide's rising. We need to be able to know what kinds of fish are coming into the pond, what kinds of fish are at the gates that are ready to be harvested. Yeah, so this makaha, the gates are really important, and so the hale kiai allows somebody to be here, be comfortable, and kind of pay attention to what's going on around us.
How much fish do you catch and where do you sell them?
That's a good question. So currently, the only fish that we're harvesting for sale is actually crab, Samoan crab, which is an introduced species, also called mud crab or mangrove crab. It was introduced to Hawaii, I believe in the 20s, but we harvest that once a month and we sell it to a couple of restaurants. Pig and the Lady in Chinatown is one of them. But for the most part, what we're trying to do is allow the fish pond to build up its stocks. Yeah, we're trying to let the fish pond, it's kind of like a rest period where we're allowing the small fish to enter the pond, and hopefully in a few years they'll get big and fat and we'll be able to harvest them. But so it's a little hard at the fish pond because, you know, as a fisher person, when you go out and you go fishing at the beach or along the shoreline or on the boat, right? You go and you catch and then you take home. Here at the fish pond, we want to cultivate. We want to be able to stock the pond with fish and have those fish grow, be able to harvest those fish, but then also ensure that there's enough fish in the fish pond behind those that we'll be able to harvest on a continual basis. So there's a lot of watch and wait kind of action going on right now at the fish pond, but what we're doing is harvesting and removing invasive species, allowing the community to come in and help get rid of the predatory fish, so that we can kind of create this real happy, safe environment for the fish that we want to cultivate, like mullet and ava and all those other herbivores.
Fish pond work for like people just coming and like figuring out like that's new to fishing.
Yeah, okay, so we like to differentiate fish ponds, which are traditional Hawaiian aquaculture, from fishing, which is, you know, net fishing, pole fishing, go out on the boat. Because here in the fish pond, it's not a free-for-all, The fish pond implies that there's someone or a group of people or the community taking care of this place, We have to build the walls, all those kinds of things. So here, what we're trying to do, and I mentioned before, is we're trying to stock the pond with fish, right? And we want to grow them. So in the case of like a mullet, it takes 4 years to grow. If you wanted to catch a mullet and your dad wanted to eat a mullet today, you wouldn't come to the fish pond. You would go outside of the fish pond and catch the mullet, right? Because here in the fish pond, like I mentioned, it takes time. So it's like farming, right? We're farming the fish here. And we like to perpetuate that and talk about that and tell the community that we manage the fish pond differently than we do the ocean and the fishing environment and the shoreline and the public areas, But so basically the way it works is the small fish on an outgoing tide, when the water's draining from the fish pond, small fish that are outside of the fish pond are attracted to that water. They want in, they come in, and the idea is that it's kind of like, woohoo, there's so much food in the fish pond, they have no reason to leave, right? And then so they stay in here. In the case of a mullet, 4 years, they get big and fat, and then that fish's life changes and it decides that it wants to go reproduce or spawn, and so maybe that fish might want to go out of the pond, but it's at that time that we would be harvesting them. So all of the harvest happens at the gates, traditionally. Okay. It's kind of confusing. You gotta just come and see for yourself. Tell your teachers you want to come and visit the fish pond.
Okay, I have another question. What do you like to do when you're not at work? Do you like going fishing most of the time? Yes,
so Auntie is here a lot, but on Sundays, I look forward to going fishing with my dad. So our family's from here. This side of the island, Kaneohe Bay, is where 6 generations of my family have fished. And so our family, we're octopus fishers. We're okilo he'e. That's what our family does. We catch he'e year round. And so I really enjoy that. Spend time with my dad, relax, get a day off, get to catch some food. But now it's summer, so now it's a little bit different season, right? Now is all the predator fish are biting. So now what we're doing is we're going holo holo for things like papio and avawa. But I love that. That's my favorite.
Okay, so you told us that it's both fresh and saltwater.
Yes.
Where is your freshwater source?
It is there. If we were to walk on the wall all the way to there, there's He'eia State Park is where everybody has family parties, but basically dividing the fish pond from the state park, or maybe unifying, is He'eia Stream. Yeah, it flows between our fish pond wall and He'eia State Park. So that's the freshwater there, and we have 3 gates along the stream that allow for freshwater input into the pond.
So when the kids come over and volunteer, what kind of stuff do they do?
So like a kid your age, we might have you on a low tide, like the tide's high right now, so this is not a low tide. We'll have kids your age walk the wall and pull up all of the mangrove seedlings that are like this big. They just pull them out of the mud. Yeah, kind of like weeding, so that the mangrove doesn't grow into a big tree. Or it might pick up like beach rubbish. Or sometimes we have kids your age come and help. See all this coral on the wall? Yeah. Fill up buckets with coral. We get loads of coral delivered, and then we'll have the kids help us fill up buckets of coral, carry the coral. But usually when we have older kids, bigger kids, we'll have the big kids lift the heavy buckets of coral and carry the big rocks and help us cut down the big mangrove trees. Yeah, but so there's always work for all ages.
But do you also get paid with fish?
That's such a good question. Oh man. Okay, so we have everybody that works here gets paid. We have employees. They're the ones that do the restoration. They're the ones that help to facilitate the school groups that come out. So I actually work here along with 9 others. But what we also get the benefit because we work here and we take care of this place, what we call a work perk, which is once we clock out, a lot of us, a handful of us, will hang around and enjoy the fish pond and go holo holo. And same thing though, we'll help to extract the predators from within the pond. But we'll basically take those fish home and feed our families and share it with our friends, you know. Because you cannot just work hard all the time. Yeah, you gotta enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Why do you work here?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's actually a really good question. Why do I work here? Because this is my community. My family is from down the road. They live in Kahalu'u. I grew up fishing in Kaneohe Bay. I still fish in Kaneohe Bay. Every Sunday I go on the boat with my dad and we look for he'e, or we troll around trying to catch papio or ava. And so this is my community. I love this place. And because I love this community and because I love this place so much, this is like me giving back. Yeah, giving back to the community, restoring some place that's 800 years old that my ancestors built, and hopefully we're gonna have some fish in this fish pond to feed the community. Yeah, so it's because I love it. Yeah, it's rewarding, and I get to meet a lot of people, get to learn from all these different people that come here. I get to see kids have fun here. A lot of times we get kids that catch their first fish here. Yeah, they catch their first fish, and then we teach them how to clean it, we teach them how to cook it, and then we teach them how to eat it. Yeah, so that's really important, because if you want people to love Hawaii, yeah, and be able to take care of our ocean and our mountains and our fresh water, they need to love it first, right? Oh, I'm scared. You're gonna ask me the hard question. Okay.
Why do you like this job?
Why do I like this job? I think I like it because I can be anything I want to be on a daily basis. I can do anything I want to do. Like some days when I'm teaching kids, I'm a science teacher. Other days when I'm restoring the wall or cutting down mangrove trees, I'm kind of just like, you know, just working. I'm sweating, I'm working hard. Other days I'm talking to a lot of people. I get to meet a lot of people. I get to look at fish all day long. So when I get tired of sitting in the office on the computer, I go for a walk, yeah, and I check out things, you know, check on things, see how the fish are doing. And so that's the fun part. The fun part is the part where I can just look at fish all day long, but yeah, it's never boring. There's always something to do.
Where do you guys get your supplies and how do you guys pay for it?
That's a good question. Oh boy, so we have a non-profit organization, o He'eia, and like a lot of non-profits, you kind of have to write grants, you have to ask people for donations, we get a lot of volunteers that come out. Sometimes people just drop off gloves for us, and sometimes people bring us Ziploc bags and whatever supplies we might need. But yeah, it's really hard work. The part about making sure that we have enough money to pay. We have a staff of 10. So you kind of have to be creative and do a whole lot of things to generate money, so that ultimately we can restore this place and educate the kids. So yeah, that's my job.
So we know that you guys have a website and a phone number.
Yep.
How do you get to it?
Okay, our website, if you go and Google o He'eia, will pop up, but our website is ohe'eia.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, we're pretty easy to find. You could also just type in He'eia Fishpond and we'll pop up. But yeah, we have a calendar of events on there. We have a store to purchase merchandise. And then kind of, if you have any questions, just email us.
Thank you, Aunty Hiilei, for answering our questions.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Mahalo for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for a notification to get a notification every time we make a new video. Mahalo!